I wasn't sure when I read the last book. I wasn't sure what I was reading was actually happening. I was really confused, and I was very interested to how we would film the imprinting scene. I was quite nervous about it actually, and it required a lot of conversations with Stephenie Meyer, the author of the books, who we were fortunate enough to have on set for these last two movies. A lot of conversations with Bill, and he shot it in such an amazing way where it's, I mean, I think it was just done perfectly. I mean, I had to get it out of my mind that it's anything creepy or romantic at first, and once that was out of my mind, I was fine. But then it became, what does imprinting look like visually? What I don't know. That was the number one thing I was confused about. So I was worried about that scene, and especially because it's such a big moment in the books. But I loved the way Bill did it. There was a lot of creative ideas that I think tied it together nicely. No, what I loved about this movie for Jacob is I really hadn't spent much time with the Cullens before. I was always with the Wolfpack, and don't get me wrong, I mean, we have a lot of fun on set. But it was great because I was able to bounce back and forth. I was able to spend time with the pack and more time with Boo Boo and Julia, who are both amazing people, and then also spend time with the Cullens, which was a new thing for me. And the vibe with the two different families were so different. So I mean that was special. But no, Boo Boo and Julia are great and very talented, and I think they both do a really good job on this movie. I've always deathly been afraid of sharks. Always.
That's so easy to avoid.
It is, but I'm so stupid I choose to go shark diving. I've done it multiple times now, but I don't know, I feel like it kind of...
terrified of, I mean, it's supposed to be scary.
Yeah, it is. I don't know, it's a good one, I guess. But I would literally be afraid to go in the ocean because of sharks.
It's going to be weird. Bill?
Oh, tall buildings. Balconies that I want to throw myself off of. Especially right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just kind of...
Rob's not afraid of anything.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of anything.
He can conquer the world.
But the timing was right, and then I read the book, and it was so... first of all, I felt like, you get to do, it's kind of cheating, you get to do the third act. Everything else had been leading up to this, and this is where everything finally happens, And it was so crazy in a way, that things had happened, and I was kind of like, wow, I don't think you can film that. And I started to think about it more and more, and I thought, well, there's a way to do this and that and the other thing. So it felt like one of the more challenging things I'd read. It does end at a part where you really complete the first story. It is its own movie, but it sort of leaves you wondering, God, what's going to happen next? But yeah, it had to be two movies. I think, Wick will talk about their discussions before I even got there, but certainly for me, I've been putting together movie 2 now and trying to get it under 2 hours. There's a lot that happens here again, and it would have been just way too rushed to try to cram that all into one movie. Birdscene is, as you know, if you've read the book, it's just incredibly intense and very graphic, and I decided early on the way to tell it was we sort of just created one rule. We would only see what Bella could see. Bella's lying there. She's been drugged. She is in and out of consciousness. We cover all the events in the book, and we hear everything that happens in the book, but we see only glimpses of it. And I actually think that sometimes can make things more powerful because your imagination's filling in the blanks.
What we've always found with all of the books and turning them into the movies is that the fans always want more. Everything you cut, you get lambasted for. So this is the longest book. It was very clear early on that we couldn't fit everything into one movie. So Stephenie and Melissa Rosenberg, the screenwriter, worked together to really kind of come up with an idea of how to separate the two. No, we discussed, when we set out to make the movies, whether we do them in 3D because everybody was, and I think we ultimately came to the decision that these movies don't require 3D. If anything, we would have thought about doing the second one in 3D, but we're not fans of the conversion practice, so since we were shooting both movies together, it would have been very difficult to have 2D cameras in the morning and then 3D cameras in the afternoon, and at the end of the day, the stories hold up without 3D. It takes place in a real world, and you want to experience that, and it felt like a gimmick at the end of the day to do it.